G'day there, Paul Lyons here from paintings.nz. I'm now painting, well, I'm not actually, this is a completely blank piece of paper. I'm about to start painting, painting number 30 in my Lyons on Lockdown series. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I've had another task to complete before I could get started on this one. I wouldn't have felt right about starting this before I had completed my other task, which is because my wife's birthday is tomorrow. Well, my wife's birthday is today, in fact, and my daughter's birthday is the day after. So I had to make, since there are no, I suppose there are shops opening up in the next day or two, but I don't think that birthday cards are regarded as being an essential purchase. So I've created birthday cards for my wife and daughter, and well, they involved masking fluid where the words are particularly, but a couple of other locations as well. And it doesn't matter that they're small. The masking fluid and the paint takes just as long to dry in between one layer and the next, so there's some time gone into those. Anyway, now I feel that I can, with good conscience, start on the painting. So it's a scene of the Manawatu Plains from the loop track. So the Manawatu Gorge has a walking track. Beside it, and this is what you can see, or at least I hope when it's finished it will be what you can see when you're coming down from the track back to the plains. I'll wet the whole surface. I'm not sure, because I haven't sketched this out. I'm not sure quite how much I'll do as an initial wash and what I'll do later, but let's do some cloud and some sky. So let's have a bit of an orangey tinge, I think, perhaps along the horizon first of all. Let's see if we can mix up something that isn't too incredibly red, but let's have a high horizon. So there's the orangey tinge. And then above that we'll have some blue sky. Not a deep blue. This is looking fairly deep at the moment, but as you know, that will calm down as time goes on, and then a splodge of cloud across the top. Try and put some blue in at the top of the cloud and leave the bottom of the cloud a greyer sort of colour, although actually, if this is orange at the bottom, then there's presumably some sunsetting going on. So I might pick up some more of that orange, although this brush has got a lot of blue in it left over from the... let's pick up the red there. So this has got blue in it left over from when I was doing the birthday cards. Oh, pick up a slightly reddish tinge, and then we'll run some water down there so it's not quite as dark and gloomy as I've started it out. And maybe I'll let some lightness into that area as well. I think I might leave the top of the cloud the current darkness. So this just lets the colours even out in the sky, form interesting bands and shapes and so on. Okay, now in the far distance we want there to be sort of pale purpley wash. So we'll see if we can squeeze some of the paint out of this wide brush and see if that will, yeah, I think that'll just about work as our far distant colour. And then there isn't a lot of ooh, picked up some red. Look on it. What we need to do, let's go for burnt umber then instead. So this is not what I was looking for, but it'll make some interest, I suppose, in the countryside. What's that funny colour there? And odd, rather bluey looking field goes across there, so we'll put that in as a bluey looking field, and then we'll try to have a slightly brighter green. Oh, I forgot to fill up my, yeah, I can hear the eyedropper squelching at the bottom of the jar. I forgot to fill it up with new yellow. I'm not worried about running out of paint. Comparatively short amount of time before I before the lockdown started, I bought a number of these 37 milliliter tubes of paint. So I've still got two huge 37 ml tubes of yellow paint available to me. For future use. So I want various yellows going through that area of the painting, and then we'll have some oh well, I can put in some green in this bottom part as well. It's going to be covered by trees, but there's no reason why it shouldn't have some green underpainting that's showing through. So that's all been done wet in wet. I don't know how I'm going to deal with that, but we'll deal with that when we get to it, as they say. Oh, I want some more yellow in some of these areas down here, because they're very intense. The only thing being that I have to extricate some from my jar. So let's see if we can put some in down in those locations, and that will form the basis for a some trees, I hope. Right. So shall I try and knock that back a little bit? I think perhaps it might be advisable. Otherwise people are going to say, what's that red stripe going across the horizon? So that's the red stripe that goes across the horizon. Have you never seen it? Alright. It's taken some of that away. Yes, the red stripe, like the green flash that they get in the tropics. Which is supposed to happen if you're really lucky at sunset. It's a momentary green flash, I'm told. Alright, pick up some more yellow with a certain degree of care from the jar, and we'll start entreeing. Is that a word? Can we entree things? We'll start arboreating the countryside. So dark tree. Yellow plus anything makes green. So yellow plus dark green, sorry, yellow plus dark anything makes dark green. So this is suggesting the dark green of a tree. Let's just do it direct onto the paper. Seem to have found some more yellow at the bottom of that. Jar. And it's made the green very wet. Let's be bold and add a drop of red to it to give it a different green from the others. And too much of a hurry, I think. So it comes of making birthday cards. Let's leave that for a moment or two, and so now what I'm going to try and do is to indicate the mid-range things, items. So some of them are covered over by these, well, they're by the local trees, but yeah, there's another row of bushes up there which don't have a beautiful sharp edge. And there's more trees going at various angles in here. And some of those have sort of sun-catching edges to them. And I think I've kind of ruined that by putting so much yellow down there. Well, let's see. There's more trees over there. And let's see if we can turn that background into a row of trees. Sometimes you can deliberately turn a background into a row of trees. You have to sort of plan it beforehand, and I didn't. But that's all right. This is kind of, there's something over there as well. So this is all very what's the word? Tailored country. It's very cared for and deliberate and laid out. So the nice thing about the credit card seems to be that you can get darks on without completely overwhelming the lights. Because you're scraping back to the paper underneath. Or at least the light paint underneath, not necessarily the paper. But if there is some light paint underneath, you can put your dark paint over and then scrape and it comes back again, which is something unusual in watercolour. So there's quite a lot of trees in the background, sort of lines of trees and stands of trees and individual trees. And in some cases the paper is helping me out by being still just a little bit damp and giving me the smallest amount of diffusion of these colours, which is quite good because these trees in the distant background, of course, are not as clear and distinct as the ones in the foreground. So if I can get the paint to just diffuse a little bit, possibly also by using slightly wetter paint on my credit card. So there we go. I think that's going to help a bit to connect up those areas. Maybe put some trees down another line. Let's not neglect this little bit on the corner. It could be easy to just completely forget about it and leave it alone and find that there was no detail in there at all to match the detail that the rest of the painting's got. Come back to here and see if we can do something with that area that doesn't really have any proper structure, so that gives us some sort of grassy, flaxy, whatever. Let's have it going outwards, I think. And oh, I haven't got enough dark. Some dark over there. Have some dark colour at the base, where the leaves are in shadow. Okay. Looking a bit bald. Oh, that was a mistake, wasn't it? Leave it. It's a mistake that's been made now. We'll just have to try and do something about hiding it. Good, that's given me a bit more colour there. Maybe we'll add another frond in there. Shall we start off making it green and then put in the darker colour afterwards? That might produce more of the, yeah, that's more of the effect that we're after, isn't it? So we'll do another one like that. Generally the idea is if you do something once and it works out well, don't keep trying to do it more and more. So I think I've just stopped in time on that one. I get a smoother effect with the paint spreader. The credit card is harsher, but not as much control. I think we don't really want that area to be as green, as yellow as it is. It's just distracting towards the edge of the painting, so it's covered over with a green mess. Alright, stop. This was done in a hurry. Hasn't worked out too badly, in fact. Oh, maybe just as I said before that haven't really got enough detail here, so just put in a bit of dark for some of those trees. So of course the trees in the distance are a lot smaller, but assuming the same number of trees per square centimetre, then there have to be a lot more of them in that area. Yeah, that's given it a bit of difference just along there. Actually quite a lot of trees in this little area here that I haven't painted in, but I'm not sure that that's going to help the painting very much, so right. Shall I put in... Oh God, they say, leave it alone. You'll only make it worse. There we are, Mum, Dad and a child. Ha! Alright. Don't know whether that's going to help, whether that's helped or not. I don't think it has really. Stop. Alright, painting number 30. Thank you for your company. May seem rather an empty thing to say, but given that I'm nattering away as I paint this thing, it really does feel as I'm talking to other people. So, good night, and we'll see you tomorrow, because there's still some lockdown to go.